Hey Mike, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at the TV series Hammer House of Horror from 1980. This is episode 11, A Visitor from the Grave, and this was transmitted on the 22nd of November 1980 on ITV, of course. Yes. Now, two familiar names are going to pop up now. The writer of this was Anthony Hines. Yes, you may recognize that name. Very much involvement in Hammer films as a producer, and he did some writing as well, but as a producer he was, wow, amazing. He started films of note that I look at is Quatermass Experiment, 1955, X, you remember that? The Unknown from 1956, also Quatermass 2, 1957, and then of course the big ones, those films that really put Hammer on the map. He was the producer of The Curse of Frankenstein, 1957, Horror of Dracula, 1958, Revenge of Frankenstein, 1958, Hound of the Baskervilles, oh yes, from 1959. That's, who could not love the Hound of Baskervilles? Kiss of the Vampire, 1963, and his final production as a producer was the classic The Evil of Frankenstein, 1964. So he's very much involved in Hammer's gothic horror. They're establishing it as a wonderful production company doing this, and they did other things, as we know, as well, but this was their real big thing, big influence, as we know. I've talked about it a lot, but anyway, so here he is in the TV series writing this episode. Then we've got the director, and the director is Peter Sasti. Yes, that's a name you may remember. He directed episode 2, the 13th reunion, and then also Rude Awakenings, episode 3. Remember that one? That's a brilliant one. Well, they're all great, aren't they? Then, in terms of films, there's 3 films that he directed for Hammer, which are really, really good. There is, of course, Taste the Blood of Dracula from 1970, which I absolutely think is one of the great Dracula films. Absolutely love that. He was also director of Countess Dracula, 1971, Ingrid Pitt, oh yes. And then, a really good one, Hands of the Ripper from 1971. I mean, these are really great films, really good. Outstanding, really. Now, let's get into the cast. We have, starring in this, Catherine Lee Scott, who plays Penny. She's an American actress and writer. Notable films that stand out were only 2, really, that I could see. Was House of the Dark Shadows, 1970, and The Great Gatsby from 1974. but she is a known face in terms of TV series, episodes, and TV films. So she's got a really good career there in terms of looking at her work that she did. Um, then we've got Simon McCorkind, or McCorkind. I think maybe McCorkind. Simon McCorkind, who plays Harry. Again, it's that kind of face that you think, I don't know, I've seen him, but I've seen him in all sorts of things. And, well, that is true, really. Films that just stood out were just two notable films. Was Jaws 3D, yes, he was in that. And Death on the Nile, 1978. But his CV of TV episodes and series that he's in and TV movies is just vast. And he's there. He's just totally remember him. Oh, yeah, that face, yes. And he's the way he is. Then we've got another face that, if you're a fan of cult TV, then you'll know him straight away. Gareth Thomas, who played Richard. Gareth Thomas is, of course, well known for playing Blake in Blake 7. He only did 28 episodes of Blake 7. 1978 to 1981, and what an impact he made on that series. Great actor, but then you think, oh, he's in so many different things. He popped up as in various episodes of TV series and also TV films, and just an amazing actor he was. Really, he really was. Very much missed, I think. And then we've got Myrtle Nadast playing Margaret. She's an Hungarian actress. And again, you look, and again, it's all TV related episodes. I could see some Hungarian films which I have no idea about, but yeah, she was in these. And then another face, it just shows you how much you watch TV now, in the past particularly, was Stanley Lebor, who plays Charles. Now, in terms of films, it's interesting. He was in the Medusa Touch, 1978. Remember that one with Richard Burton? He was in Flash Gordon, 1980. He was in Personal Services, 1987. Gandhi, 1987. And then he was in the famous Superman 4, The Quest for Peace from 1987. Yes, that's not considered a great film, but he's in there. And then, again, you look and see, wow, he's appeared in all these different series and so many episodes and TV films. So it's excellent in this. Just a word as usual, the locations are on. Every week I talk about the locations, and they all appear to be in Buckinghamshire, don't they? Yes, we've got, of course, in Great Hampden again, in Buckinghamshire, filming all there. We've got Chalfont, St Giles, the High Street there in Buckinghamshire, and Gerald's Cross. Again, all the filming all around there. They always look so good, don't they? The locations. I say this every week, but it's true. A fantastic look they have. And it's a real quality series, this. So, what is this about? Well, we see it's about Penny, and she's got serious mental health problems. She's got a history we learn about. We didn't go into it deeply, but we know that she's got a history with mental health problems. And she's married to a businessman who seems a bit crooked, to put it mildly. And he isn't there when this man breaks in. And he's looking for Harry. His name's Charles. And what happens is he attempts to rape her, and she has a gun and accidentally kills him. And then, of course, he comes back, does Harry, her husband, and says, "Oh, we've got to sort this out because you'll go straight inside with all this, no matter what stories we tell. We're going to cover it all up." And they do. And he buries the body, gets rid of the car, and she cleans out all the house, but she's still in a sort of very unstable state, really. But they go through that. And then, of course, as the story starts to unfold, she starts having visions. She keeps seeing this man, Charles, in various ways, even though she knows she thinks he's dead, but she's not so sure because she keeps seeing him. And no matter what happens, all sorts of situations, this happens. And then we get involved with a medium, and all this unravels, and to its inevitable conclusion. Now, I've got to say, I think from the script, and it's quite clear, I think this type of story, you kind of know what is going to happen and what is really going on. I don't think it's a surprise when the revelations take place. And the ending is quite inevitable, I think, you see it. But there's then that nice little twist, a twist to the ending. And that is great. Now, that wraps it up really good. It elevates the story. So I wouldn't say this is still an excellent, entertaining story, but you kind of know what it's going to do. And but that doesn't lessen it, really. I enjoyed it. And I'd not seen it for quite a while. And I knew the twist. So as soon as I started watching it, because some of these I'd forgotten, and then you start watching them, and then, yeah, this one, it was quite clear, I think, right from the beginning, what was going on, really. You knew all wasn't what it seems, as they say, by the do. So I think that's really my overview of this episode. They're all so entertaining, you can't help but love them. And some, of course, just seem that even better, than these. But honestly, I love them all. And as you see, we're getting near the end now, because that was episode 11. Yes. So, as I do every week, here we are. There is the network release. Yes, on Blu-ray of these 13 wonderful episodes. Yes, they're fantastic. And that's it. Yes, I better stop now. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then you can look at previous reviews I've done of this series, and look in the playlist, and you can see all the sort of things I do on this channel. And if you like this particular video, please give it a like. It gets it out onto YouTube and algorithms. And if you've got any comments, please put some comments down. I love to read your comments. Yeah, by heck I do. And it all costs note. You can't say fairer than that nowadays. By heck you can't. Anyhow, that's it. So, all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.